Ladies and gentlemen, today is Thursday, the 13th of October, and today Mojang released a new snapshot for the Minecraft 1.11 PC version of Minecraft. This one is called 16w41a, and it seems to be a fairly Redstone focused update. Let me take you on a guided tour of the changes and fixes in this week's snapshot. There was a bug with sticky pistons facing upwards with a block on it. When that was retracted while an entity was standing on top of it, the entity would appear to sink into the ground. Graham has been working with pistons and with observers and now says that pistons are now completely fixed and nothing will ever be wrong with them again, so maybe that's a challenge for all of you. You should probably test pistons in this version and make sure that he isn't lying. Now, as for observers, they used to strongly power the blocks they were facing into, but only at a distance of 1. They now output a normal full power redstone signal instead. They also used to output a single game tick pulse, not a single redstone tick pulse, which made them different from all the other redstone components in the game, and that is now changed. Redstone wires would also connect to the sides of them, and when you placed one in the PC version, they would be placed with the input facing towards you. Unlike the original version in the Minecraft Pocket Edition, which faced away from you. That has now been changed in this version to match the behavior in Pocket Edition. There are a number of fixes for command blocking as well. Target selectors would ignore invalid arguments. They no longer do. You now get a proper error message if you input something wrong in your target selector. So no more killing off every single entity in the world from a simple typo. You should also now get an error message instead of just a blank output if your selectors match no entities at all. There's also a new entity that can be used in commands in this version. It is the llama spit that wasn't saved before and now it is. The new entity for this is called llama_spit, unsurprisingly. They also fixed a problem with the new max entity cramming game rule. The actual limit was off by 1 from the one you specified, and while on the subject of max entity cramming, it has now been confirmed that the default for this is on at 24 for 1.11, so in default survival servers and in normal game worlds where you haven't changed any game rules. In 1.11, any mechanic that relies on having lots of entities in one place are going to be broken. Now, if you're upgrading your worlds to the recent snapshots, beware that this will nearly instantly kill off most of your mobs if they are crammed together in one block. What you should do to avoid this is run /game rule max entity cramming 0, and you have to do that in a previous version before you load your world file into Minecraft 1.11 or into one of the snapshots. They also fixed an issue with structure blocks where if you try to save a structure that included 0, 0 in X and Z directions, then the structure wouldn't properly save, and if you try to load that structure back in, then you'd only get the topmost block. A number of mob fixes and spawning fixes as well. Wither skeleton spawning was reduced in the recent snapshots. You would instead of wither skeletons get normal skeleton spawning in the nether. Something seems to have gone wrong in the fix for this though, since now the nether is full of normal skeletons all over the place. Vindicators spawning in woodland mansions would be missing their axe, and that has now been fixed too, and the llamas would often spawn inside of blocks and die. Other mob fixes. Wolves and ocelots, if they tried to attack a target that was directly above them, would instead fall out of the world. If you made a Vindicator left-handed, they would still raise their right arm when they turned aggressive. And Vindicators with the Johnny behavior would attempt to attack even armor stands, and that actually goes for the Wither boss behavior as well. Both of those have been fixed to no longer attack armor stands. Let's move on to item and gameplay fixes. They have fixed a problem where the shield status would desynchronize between clients, so in multiplayer you could sometimes not see if somebody else was blocking their shield or not. This is obviously a very good fix for combat online. The other major fix to items is that the durability bar's colors have been updated. The colors are now much more clear and it's much easier to see the color at low durabilities. The new totem of undying in the latest snapshot would not be consumed when it was used. That was not an intended behavior, and it is now fixed, so the totem properly disappears when it saves you from dying. A number of fixes with maps, and especially exploration maps as well. If you zoom them out, they would turn blank and lose their structure pointer. And if you crafted a zoomed out map by using the hotbar hotkey, then you wouldn't actually get an updated map. Another hotkey related glitch was in creative mode if you used the hotkey to change the places of two items that wouldn't properly work. When placing blocks, dispensers, droppers, pistons and command blocks didn't consistently place in the correct direction. Hopefully they should do now, and there were a number of problems with beds where if you placed them next to certain objects, the head block of the bed would remain in the world even though the foot block of the bed disappeared. Some fixes relating to sounds. The equipment sound used when equipping Elytra was the leather armor sound, and the subtitle for that would read leather armor rustles. That is no longer the case. And the villagers, when you clicked around the arrows and trade boxes, would make the sound as if they were disagreeing with your trades, and that has been fixed too. Also in this version are a number of smaller subtitle fixes, and some fixes for subtitles that were simply missing from the game. Last but certainly not least, a number of technical fixes, including a whole bunch of crash fixes. If you want to play this version, then keep in mind, despite these crash fixes, these are development versions. They can crash the game and even corrupt your world, so if you try it, do so on a test world or a backup of your world. If you want to try this version out, then head on into your Minecraft launcher, create a new profile and select Enable Experimental Development Versions Snapshots. Now save, select that profile from the drop-down box in your lower left-hand corner and start the game. You will now be playing the latest Snapshot version, which is currently this one, 16w41a. If you want to know more about the changes that are coming to Minecraft 1.11, then feel free to check out the other Snapshot videos in the Minecraft News playlist. There's a link to it on screen right now. And if you want to stay up to date, subscribe to my channel where I post one update video for every snapshot or new version released. Last of all, I would like to ask you that if you found this video helpful, then please hit that like button down below. And that was all for this time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is slicedlime. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.